Breaking news. 700 elite North Korean commandos have landed in Burkina Faso, not as observers, not as peacekeepers, but as direct military reinforcements to protect President Ibrahim Traoré. What does this mean for Africa's political future? And why is the West panicking? This is not just a military move. This is a global political earthquake. In a stunning development that has rocked diplomatic circles across the globe, the government of Burkina Faso has welcomed 700 North Korean special forces on its soil, a move seen as both a bold military strategy and a defiant stand against Western neo-colonial influence. At the heart of this decision, President Ibrahim Traoré, a man who has become a symbol of African defiance and sovereignty, a former captain in the army who seized power through a popular uprising. Charismatic, young, and fearless, he is seen by many Africans as a modern-day Thomas Sankara. Since coming to power, he has rejected Western influence and prioritized African solutions to African problems. His anti-imperialist stance has made him a hero to Pan-Africanists and a target for Western intelligence. They fear a man who won't bow. Several credible reports of internal and external plots to remove or eliminate Traoré, foiled coup attempts, suspicious foreign activity, and social media disinformation campaigns. Increased military tensions have made his personal security a top national concern. If the West can't control him, they want him gone. For decades, North Korea has trained elite military units in guerrilla warfare, covert operations, and state protection. The 700 commandos sent to Burkina Faso are rumored to be from the infamous Storm Corps, known for their loyalty and precision. Their mission: fortify the Presidential Guard, train local forces, and neutralize internal threats. This is not just security. This is a global alliance in motion. Western powers, especially France and the US, are allegedly furious. This alliance challenges existing power dynamics and signals a possible realignment of African alliances away from the West. China and Russia are silently watching, possibly supporting from the shadows. Burkina Faso is now the front line of a global ideological war. Traoré's moves are being watched closely by Mali, Niger, Chad, and even Ghana. The Alliance of Sahel States, AES, may soon expand into a military and economic bloc. More African nations may seek security ties with countries like North Korea, Iran, or even Venezuela. This isn't isolation, it's African self-determination. CNN, BBC, and Reuters label the move as dangerous, provocative, and destabilizing. Western analysts call it a threat to democracy. But local African voices see it as a step towards sovereignty and protection from foreign sabotage. When the West protects its leaders, its security, when Africa does, its dictatorship, the coming years may see an escalation of proxy tensions on African soil. The African Union and ECOWAS will be pressured to respond. Traoré's survival may inspire a new generation of leaders to reject Western military aid and seek independent defense. This is bigger than 700 troops. This is about an Africa that refuses to be intimidated, an Africa that chooses alliances based on respect, not exploitation. Whether you agree with Traoré or not, one thing is clear. History is being made in Burkina Faso, and the world is watching. If this story shocked you, inspired you, or made you think, hit the like button and share this video. What do you think about North Korea's role in Africa? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more raw, unfiltered African news. Welcome to African Spotlight 24, your premier source for news and current affairs from across the continent. We're glad you're here. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe, like, and turn on notification to stay up to date with the latest news and analysis. Your support helps us reach more people.
North Korea is sending 700 of its most elite commandos to defend one of Africa's newest leaders. It is a big risk for both countries. In today's video, we'll be looking at what this bold move means for the world order and what it says about the future of both nations. So, let's get right into it. In recent years, North Korea has become known for its nuclear weapons program and human rights abuses. However, many people forget that North Korea also has a large military with a significant number of special forces. Special forces are elite soldiers who are trained for specific missions, such as direct action, special reconnaissance, and unconventional warfare. They typically receive specialized training, and they have a high level of physical fitness. One of the most well-known special forces units in North Korea is the Bureau of Reconnaissance and Command. This unit is responsible for carrying out espionage and sabotage missions behind enemy lines. It is believed that the Bureau has been involved in several high-profile incidents, including the 2010 sinking of the Kianan, a South Korean warship which resulted in the death of 46 sailors. Despite their notoriety, relatively little is known about the Bureau of Reconnaissance and Command or other special forces units in North Korea. The secretive nature of the regime makes it difficult to obtain accurate information about its military capabilities. Burkina Faso, on the other hand, is a landlocked country in West Africa with a population of over 20 million people. The country has been plagued by political instability and violence in recent years. In January 2022, the then-president, Paul-Henri Damiba, who had himself seized power in a coup just 8 months earlier, was ousted in another coup led by Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Since then, the country has been on a path to recovery, with President Ibrahim Traoré working to restore stability and peace. However, the country's troubles are far from over as it faces ongoing threats from Islamist militants based in neighboring Mali and a growing separatist movement in the north of the country. To address these threats, Burkina Faso has turned to North Korea for help. So, why is North Korea helping Burkina Faso? There are a few possible explanations. First, North Korea be trying to curry favor with one of the world's poorest countries in an effort to gain diplomatic support and international legitimacy. Secondly, North Korea be offering its assistance as part of a non-aggression pact against France, which still maintains a significant military presence in the region. Thirdly, this move could be seen as part of North Korea's efforts to expand its military partnerships and gain access to new markets for its weapons. Finally, North Korea may simply be trying to make money by selling its services as a private military contractor. Whatever the reason, this is a significant development that should not be ignored. The presence of North Korean commandos in Burkina Faso raises a number of important questions. How will these troops be integrated into the Burkina military? What kind of training and equipment will they have, and how will they be deployed? Will they be used to fight against the country's enemies, or will they be confined to a support role? To answer these questions, it's important to take a closer look at the history of the Burkina military. The army of Burkina Faso is relatively small, numbering around 10,000 active personnel. It is equipped with a variety of mostly outdated equipment from various sources, including France, China, and Russia. The army has been involved in several conflicts in recent years, most notably the ongoing fight against Islamist militants. Despite being outgunned and outmanned, the Burkina army has been able to hold its own against the insurgents. The country's air force is even smaller than its army, with only around 1,000 active personnel and a small fleet of aircraft. The navy is even smaller, with only a few hundred personnel and a handful of small vessels. Despite its size, the Burkina military is well respected in the region and has played an important role in the fight against terrorism. The presence of North Korean commandos is likely to be a boost to the Burkina military, providing much-needed expertise and firepower. These troops are highly trained and experienced in a variety of combat situations. They are also familiar with a wide range of weapons and equipment, which will allow them to integrate more easily into the Burkina military. In addition, the North Koreans are likely to bring with them a wealth of knowledge and experience that will be invaluable to the Burkina soldiers they are working with. However, there are also some potential downsides to having North Korean troops in the country. For example, the presence of these troops could provoke France, which still has a significant military presence in the region. Additionally, the North Koreans could be a drain on the country's resources as they will need to be fed, housed, and equipped. Nevertheless, the the benefits of having North Korean assistance likely outweigh the costs. And it is clear that President Ibrahim Traoré is confident that this is the right decision for his country. The deployment of North Korean troops in Burkina Faso is a sign of the growing clout of Pyongyang in the international arena. In recent years, North Korea has been increasingly active in providing military assistance to countries around the world. This has included providing troops, weapons and training to countries such as Syria, Iraq and Libya. The deployment of North Korean troops in Burkina Faso is the latest example of this trend. There are a number of reasons for this increased activity. First, North Korea is likely looking to expand its network of allies and partners. By providing military assistance to countries around the world, North Korea is building up a network of allies and partners that can provide it with valuable support. This includes both military and diplomatic support. Secondly, North Korea may also be looking to test out its weapons and equipment in real-world situations. By providing military assistance to countries engaged in conflict, North Korea is able to test out its weapons and equipment in real-world situations. This gives it valuable feedback that it can use to improve its military capabilities. Finally, North Korea may also be looking to make money by providing military assistance to countries around the world. Selling weapons and providing military training are two ways that North Korea can generate revenue. This is especially important given the country's severe economic sanctions. The deployment of North Korean troops in Burkina Faso is a sign of the growing clout of Pyongyang in the international arena. It is also a reminder of the country's willingness to provide military assistance to countries around the world. While the deployment of these troops is likely to be a boost to the Burkina military, it is also a risky move that could have major consequences for the region. As mentioned earlier, the presence of these troops could provoke France, which still has a significant military presence in the region. Additionally, the North Koreans could be a drain on the country's resources. However, despite these risks, President Ibrahim Traoré has decided to go ahead with the deployment. This is a bold move that could pay off in the long run. As the fight against terrorism in the region continues, the presence of North Korean troops will likely be a boost to the Burkina military. Only time will tell how this partnership will develop and what kind of impact it will have on the region. The situation in Burkina Faso highlights the complex geopolitical situation in West Africa. The region is home to a number of militant groups and extremist organizations that pose a threat to stability and security. In recent years, the region has seen a surge in terrorist attacks, kidnappings, and other forms of violence. This has led to a humanitarian crisis, with thousands of people displaced from their homes and seeking refuge in neighboring countries. In response to these threats, many West African countries have reached out to external partners for help. This includes countries like France, the United States, and now North Korea. The presence of North Korean troops in the region is likely to raise tensions and could potentially lead to further instability. The North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un is known for his aggressive and unpredictable behavior. His regime has conducted numerous nuclear tests and missile launches in defiance of international law and the United Nations Security Council resolutions. Additionally, North Korea has a history of providing military support to countries that are hostile towards the West. This includes countries like Syria and Iran. The presence of North Korean troops in West Africa could therefore be seen as a provocation to the West and could lead to further tensions in the region. Despite the risks, Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traoré has welcomed the North Korean troops and praised their commitment to helping his country fight against terrorism. He has also emphasized that the presence of these troops will not escalate the conflict but will rather help to stabilize the situation. However, it remains to be seen how the international community will respond to the deployment of these troops. The African Union has called for restraint and dialogue among all parties involved, while the United Nations is monitoring the situation closely. The situation in Burkina Faso is still developing, and it remains to be seen what the long-term implications of the deployment of North Korean troops will be. However, it is clear that this move has the potential to significantly impact the region's already fragile stability. The presence of North Korean troops in Burkina Faso is a sign of the growing influence of North Korea in the international arena. The secretive and authoritarian regime has been increasingly active in providing military assistance to countries around the world. The deployment of these troops to Burkina Faso is a clear indication of North Korea's willingness to engage in global affairs and its desire to expand its network of allies. Furthermore, the move is also a sign of the desperation of the Burkina government in its fight against the growing security threat in the region. The country has been plagued by a series of coups and counter-coups in recent years, and the government is under pressure to restore stability and security. The presence of North Korean troops in the country is a clear indication of the gravity of the situation. It remains to be seen how the international community will react to this move. The Burkina government's decision to seek help from North Korea is a controversial one and has been met with mixed reactions. Some have praised the government for taking necessary measures to protect its citizens, while others have criticized the decision to bring in foreign troops. The presence of North Korean troops in the country has raised concerns about the potential for human rights abuses and the possibility of the country becoming a proxy in the larger geopolitical struggle between the North and the South. As the situation in Burkina Faso continues to develop, it will be important to monitor the impact of the North Korean troops on the country and the region as a whole. The presence of these troops is a clear indication of the growing instability in the Sahel region and the need for the international community to work together to address the underlying issues that are contributing to the conflict. And that's it for today's video. What do you think of this bold move? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching and make sure to stay tuned for more updates.
Disclaimer: the content of this video is based on credible, publicly available information and is intended for educational, analytical, and informational purposes only. African Spotlight 24 does not promote hate, violence, misinformation, or political unrest. Our goal is to deliver thoughtful insights, highlight local voices, and encourage informed conversations throughout Africa.